Warning alarms screamed in sharp, endless loops. Red and amber lights flashed across the control panels. The radio crackled with overlapping voices, all trying to reach a pilot who no longer existed. Lily forced herself to breathe. In, out. Her hands stayed on the controls, the way her father had taught her, firm but gentle. The plane was level now, but barely. Every small movement felt heavy, like steering a giant animal that didn't trust her yet. The flight attendant leaned forward and pressed the radio button with shaking fingers. "Air traffic control," she said, voice breaking. "This is Flight 702. The pilot and co-pilot are unconscious. A child is controlling the aircraft." Silence. Then a calm, professional voice came through the speaker. "Flight 702, say again." Lily leaned closer to the microphone. "This is Lily," she said quietly. "I'm 11. Please don't hang up." For a split second, no one spoke. Then the voice returned, steady, controlled. "Lily, my name is Captain Reynolds. I'm on the ground. I'm going to stay with you the entire time. Can you tell me what you see in front of you?" Lily's shoulders relaxed just a little. "Yes, sir." She described the screens, the altitude, the airspeed, slowly, carefully. Captain Reynolds listened, then guided her step by step, just like her father used to during simulator sessions. "Good job, Lily. You're flying the plane. That's the most important thing." In the cabin, passengers sat frozen. Some prayed silently, others watched the cockpit door, afraid to blink, afraid to hope. Lily's mother sat with her hands clasped so tightly her knuckles turned white. "That's my little girl," she thought. "Please be okay." Suddenly the plane jolted. A warning tone changed pitch. "Lily," Captain Reynolds said calmly, "one of your systems is unstable. I need you to follow my instructions exactly." "I will," Lily answered, her voice small but strong. Her fingers moved across switches she had only touched in practice. Every click felt louder than the alarms. Sweat ran down her forehead, but she didn't wipe it away. The clouds below began to thin. "Lily," the voice continued, "we're going to guide you toward a nearby airport. You won't be alone." The idea of landing made her stomach twist. Flying straight was one thing. Landing was another. Minutes stretched into an hour. Lily adjusted altitude, corrected small drifts, and followed every instruction with fierce concentration. When her arms ached, she remembered her father laughing in the simulator. "Real planes don't care how tired you are." Finally the clouds parted. A runway appeared in the distance, long, grey and terrifying. "I see it," Lily whispered. "Good," Captain Reynolds replied. "Line up with the center. You're doing great." The plane descended slowly. The ground rushed closer. The engines roared differently now, louder, heavier. In the cabin, silence. Fell. No crying, no shouting. Only breath being held. "Okay, Lily," the voice said. "Reduce speed gently, easy, easy." Her hands trembled, but she obeyed. The runway filled the windshield. The plane dropped hard, then bounced. A scream echoed. "Stay with it," Captain Reynolds said. "Keep it straight." Lily corrected, heart pounding so hard it hurt. The plane slammed down again, tires screaming, shaking violently. Then, "Slowing!" The roar faded. The aircraft rolled, veered slightly, then stopped. For a moment, nothing happened. No alarms, no movement. Then the cockpit door burst open. The flight attendant laughed and cried at the same time. "She did it," she sobbed. "We're alive." The cabin exploded with sound. Cheers, tears, prayers of gratitude. Strangers hugged each other. People fell to their knees. Lily sat still, hands still on the controls. Her legs finally gave out. Medical crews rushed in minutes later. The pilots were taken away, alive but unconscious. Lily was gently lifted from the seat she never expected to occupy. Her mother ran to her, holding her so tightly Lily could barely breathe. "I was so scared," her mom whispered. "So was I," Lily replied. Outside the plane, cameras flashed, reporters shouted questions. One asked, "How did you do it?" Lily thought for a moment. "My dad taught me," she said, "and I just didn't want anyone to get hurt." That night, her father arrived at the hospital, eyes red with tears. He hugged his daughter without speaking. The next morning, headlines covered the world. 11-year-old girl lands plane after Mayday call. But Lily didn't feel like a hero. She just felt tired and grateful. Because sometimes courage doesn't come from strength. It comes from love, training, and a child who refuses to give up when the sky goes silent. The flight was supposed to be ordinary. Flight 702 lifted smoothly into the early morning sky, carrying 146 passengers toward their destination. The seatbelt sign blinked off, people relaxed, and the quiet hum of the engines wrapped the cabin in a false sense of safety. In seat 18A sat 11-year-old Lily Carter. She was small for her age, wearing oversized headphones and holding a notebook filled with messy drawings of airplanes. Most passengers barely noticed her. To them, she was just another kid flying with her mother, quiet, polite, invisible. But Lily was watching everything. She always did. Her eyes followed the wings as the plane cut through the clouds. She listened to the engine sounds, counting the rhythm the way her father had taught her. Ever since he became a flight instructor, aviation had filled her world. Cockpit posters on her wall, flight manuals on her shelf, simulator sessions every weekend. Her mother smiled when Lily leaned toward the window again. "You okay, sweetheart?" "Yes, Mom," Lily replied softly. "Just listening." 30 minutes into the flight, at first, it was so subtle most people didn't notice. A faint shudder passed through the cabin, coffee cups rattled, a baby began to cry. The seatbelt sign clicked back on. Changed. "Mayday, Mayday, Mayday!" The words blasted through the speakers, sharp and desperate. Passengers gasped, heads snapped up. Conversations died mid-sentence. The pilot's voice trembled. Loss of control. Primary systems failing, requesting immediate assistance. Then silence. The microphone cut off. The plane dipped suddenly, nose dropping just enough to make stomachs rise and hearts race. A woman screamed. Someone shouted a prayer. Oxygen masks stayed hidden, but fear flooded the cabin like smoke. Lily's headphones slipped off her ears. She felt it instantly. This isn't turbulence, she thought. This is wrong. Flight attendants rushed forward, their training kicking in despite the fear in their eyes. One of them knocked hard on the cockpit door. No answer. She tried again, louder. Still nothing. Using the emergency code, the door finally slid open. What she saw froze her in place. The captain was slumped over the controls, unmoving. The co-pilot lay sideways in his seat, eyes closed, oxygen mask hanging loose. The cockpit alarm screamed. The flight attendant stumbled backward, her face draining of color. "Oh my God," she whispered. The plane shuddered again, dropping another 100 feet. Panic exploded in the cabin. People stood up, ignoring the seatbelt sign. Crying echoed from every row. "Is the pilot dead? Are we going to crash? Someone do something!" Lily stood. Her heart was pounding, but her mind was strangely clear. She had seen this scenario dozens of times, in simulations, in videos her father showed her. In emergency drills he explained like bedtime stories. "Fly the plane first." She pushed past her frozen mother. "Lily!" her mom cried, grabbing her arm. "Sit down!" "Mom," Lily said, her voice steady but urgent. "The plane needs help." The flight attendant looked down at her, shocked. "Sweetheart, please go back to your seat." "My dad is a flight instructor," Lily interrupted. "I know basic controls. I know how to keep the plane level." The attendant hesitated. Another violent shudder hit. Luggage fell from an overhead bin. Someone screamed again. The cockpit alarms grew louder. Air traffic control crackled faintly through the radio, voices overlapping, calling for a response that never came. The attendant swallowed hard. There was no pilot, no co-pilot, no other choice. She opened the cockpit door wider. "Follow me," she said. Gasps filled the cabin as passengers watched a child step into the cockpit. Lily climbed into the captain's seat. It felt massive, too big, too serious. The control. Before anyone could react, the calm voice of the pilot vanished, replaced by raw panic. Warning lights flickered, then multiplied. In the cockpit, the captain frowned. But she remembered her father's calm voice. Panic is more dangerous than gravity. She took a breath. The plane dipped again, alarms screaming loud. "Uduja now." The artificial horizon tilted dangerously. Lily grabbed the controls. "Okay," she whispered to herself. "Okay, I've got you." She gently pulled back, adjusting just enough to level. The wings. The shaking eased slightly, the nose stabilized, the drop stopped. In the cabin, passengers felt it. The fall slowed. Hope flickered. The flight attendant stared at Lily, eyes wide. You did that?" Lily nodded, not looking away from the instruments. "I need the radio," she said. "And I need you to tell air traffic control that someone is flying the plane." Her hands tightened on the controls. Outside the cockpit windows, clouds rushed past, beautiful, terrifying, endless. The hardest part was still ahead, and Lily knew it. This is only the beginning, she thought.